Hey, what's up, y'all? And this is a Lite-Bulb moment.
I'm Asania.
And I'm Deshaun.
And it's a motivational podcast.
Is it?
It is.
Oh, awesomeness. I love motivational podcasts.
Stay tuned.
Y'all check it out.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, y'all? This is the Lite-Bulb moment podcast. I was going to say the Level Up podcast.
Yeah, because we leveling up right now, yeah, because we trying to win.
Right.
Win.
Exactly. Well, yeah, we trying to win. This is like our first podcast of the year, right?
Ooh,
it
2019.
Is. It's the first podcast of the year.
Baby. It took a minute to get to. Actually, no. At the end of January, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But, what up?
What up? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm ready to...
Chilling like a villain?
After listening to that little quick insert, I'm ready to get it in. We're trying to win, you dig?
I'm trying to win,
year,
too.
Man.
This
is
year.
Going to be the year of Lite-Bulb.
This is my year.
This is the year everybody's brains going to go bing.
This is my Jesus year.
Jesus or Jesus?
Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay. I wish you could see my face because I'm Jesus year.
Because he died at 33, and this year I'll be 33.
I'm not gonna do it. You know I'm respect it because it was on the tip of my tongue.
What? But anyway.
Yeah.
We're here to talk about stress and how to get that stress out of your life.
Yes, bitch.
Or deal with stress.
Yes. Or understand the positive side of stress, bitch.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because there's a yin and a yang to stress. It's
yeah, that's an awesome way of putting it.
Yeah, it's a necessity as well as you can overdose on it. And some of us are overdosing on stress and we don't even know it.
We don't even realize it because we're not acknowledging it. Because we're avoiding it.
We are.
I did see.
And I think it's not even so much. I think sometimes people don't realize that they're avoiding stress. Or is it stress that they're avoiding, or is it what they're avoiding causing them to be stressed?
What they're avoiding causing them to be stressed.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I think we all can
out of fear
pop up a story. Exactly.
I did. You probably think we did one on fear.
We did fear.
Operating on
we
fear.
did fear.
You know, I'm telling you, man, all this stuff is intertwined. It's the same thing. It's psychology, bro.
Right.
I feel like we've been doing like small psychological studies on human behavior.
We have.
The triggers and what makes us react.
Right. With that being said, make sure y'all go back and listen to all our other episodes.
Please, man, because we only got one with like 60 views, so we gotta really start pushing this stuff. We gotta really start pushing it. But no, for real though, like I think the lingering and dwelling on certain items and procrastination.
Right.
Procrastination to accomplish a certain task and dwelling on the idea of it creates long-term stress, which creates anxiety, which will later on create panic attacks.
Right. All of that is very much related. So what are some examples? Because I think some people feel like I want to be stress-free, but really you shouldn't be stress-free. You do need some stress.
Right.
You know, whether you know it or not, whether you're stressing your muscles when you're working out.
That's physical stress.
Physical stress.
Reading.
People have told me that when you're working out, you're supposed to be sore because what happens is your muscles are like going to kind of build back in a certain way or something like that. Anyone who knows the science of physical therapy
is going to strengthen them.
Right. Right, and when you don't use your muscles, they go away.
They atrophy.
Yeah.
I'm being real with you. I'm watching. That's what the aging process does. That's what most people do. You assume in your 20s that you're going to stay like this. You get into your 30s, everyday life kicks in. Lack of time management and organization. People don't implement these regular routines or these healthy habits into their life.
Right. And it starts to take control.
Exercise. Right. Yeah. I'm starting to understand the importance of reading. I told one of my friends she should start reading more, and she didn't quite grasp what reading would do for her life, but reading actually helps strengthen the brain. You learn new words, your spelling, you know what I'm saying, you're retaining information, and the more stuff you read, you learn that you have more conversation pieces to have with people that are stimulating.
Become more well-rounded.
You ever had a conversation with somebody that was teaching you something that was so stimulating and sent chills through your body?
Yeah.
And it almost gave you an awkward feeling because you like this. I'm going to say it to you, and I'm going to say it like this for me. Personally, for me. So stimulating, I felt turned on, I felt aroused, but I didn't know what the sensation was. But it was actually the energy that I was getting and the stimulation that I was getting was releasing them endorphins from me learning.
I've had both. I've had conversations like that where it's like, oh my God, that was just an amazing conversation that just made my whole month. And I've had, we talking about something, I don't know what we talking about. I'm going to just sit here and act like I know what we talking about.
Right.
Like, just kind of nodding like, yeah.
Right. So
and you be real deep in it too, and not knowing what's going on. But would you say that good stress challenges you? Because you need to be challenged to grow, right?
That's the whole point, man. Me and my man had a conversation about it when we were using. I was watching something like Animal Planet or something on YouTube. I can't remember, man. Just be watching so much random shit. And they were talking about how in certain animals and certain crustaceans, I guess that's what they call when you have the shell on the outside, sea creatures with the shells like crabs and so on and so forth.
And seafood.
In seafood, when they expand, the stress from the shell lets them know that they're outgrowing that shell and it's time to let it go and move on. Take that metaphorically in life.
Oh, like hermit crabs.
Like hermit crabs, snails, lobsters.
We used to have a pet hermit crab.
Right. When that stress of that shell becomes too confining and constricting, then they know that it's time to break out of that shell and create a new one.
Right.
Go do whatever the phase, whatever it takes to, whatever they go through to create that new one, that metamorphosis. But go do that.
Right, and it might be a little bit more stressful for them because their life depend on it because they're getting bigger and bigger. And
they're getting bigger and bigger, and that's their home or that's their defense or that's what they protect themselves with when you think about those kind of creatures. So even in as far as human beings are concerned, think about that. That stress you have is teaching you how to become better. Maybe it's something that you need to break free of. Maybe there's something in your life that you need to separate from.
Pushing you to grow.
Yes.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. We just made stress beautiful.
But stress really is beautiful. Yeah. Think about how he was talking about. Plus, you need it because stress is a direct connection to your fight or flight receptors.
Right.
So without small doses of stress triggering your flight or flight receptors, you wouldn't react to certain things that are actually harmful to you. You know what I'm saying? Like something dangerous. That's a short-term stress reactor.
Right. They always use like a big animal in the room.
Yeah, like you in a room with a big tiger.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, yeah.
That's pretty stressful.
You in the zoo with a big tiger. That shit is somewhat stressful.
When they're far, it's still low.
Right.
What if he come over here?
Right. What if he get over this shit?
Right.
I know everybody has contemplated that.
I know, right?
What if he get over this shit?
The animals just decide one day.
Until that little kid climbed over, they don't ever say like, what if we get over there though?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that would be pretty stressful.
But yeah, man, I think it's healthy, man. And I think we need to start looking at it from more of a healthy perspective instead of just when somebody says, "Oh, you stressing about something," be like, "No, feel like they're coming down and pointing out something negative about you." It could be true. Right. There's two sides to it.
Right.
Anxiety exists. It's a for real thing.
Because there's bad stress too.
Right.
Usually if you stress about something for years and years and years, it might be.
I would say days.
Days, okay.
It's like we said in the memo we said before we actually got started.
Right, when I asked Asania what's like
stress.
the timeline of
stress.
Yeah, when stress becomes
stress
bad
is.
stress.
And I said bad stress is when you begin to dwell on a particular goal or thing that you need to get accomplished and take care of, and instead of actually acting on it, you're just thinking about it.
Right.
Then you become anxious about it, becomes anxiety.
Almost like calling somebody, like, oh God, I gotta talk to so and so.
Yeah, I gotta go pay this bill, or I got this class coming up, or even I would probably say even thinking about going on a blind date.
Yeah.
Don't dwell on it. Just know it's a blind date. Be ready for whatever comes, call it a day, and just be the best you can be on this blind date.
Right. I think it's sometimes, and that's where the art of not giving the F kind of kicks in. It's like you can only change what you can change.
Right.
So you shouldn't stress on things that you can't really change anyway. So yeah.
We have tendency to put a lot of energy into bullshit, bro.
Very much so.
Because that's what we taught. Your parents, I don't know a lot of people from working class environments who parents teach them not to invest in bullshit.
Right. I think working class parents are just trying to do the best that they can.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you something. It goes back to the reading and the educating themselves. Right. I promise you, I'm not pushing this shit because I was never an advocate of reading. I hate doing the shit.
Hated reading. My mom used to tell me all the time, you need to read. Hated reading.
That shit is stressful for me to actually sit down and think I have to read a book.
Get me a picture book and I'm good. And this is like well into my teens. Yeah. Audiobooks is great. Yeah.
But now I understand it, and I understand what it does for my brain. And also, we miss out on so much information if you just stop and read something. Like, think about working in the service industry. How many people don't actually fucking take time to read the menu?
Right.
And then when they do read the menu, then when they don't read it and there's some shit on there, they ain't realize that, like, the man was an asshole, but he got a soup the other day and he has a shellfish allergy. He can't eat shrimp. He didn't take time to read the shit. We could have avoided that whole thing. Luckily, he didn't have a reaction to it, but there could have been far worse because he didn't take time out to read.
Right. That's your life.
Right.
Like,
because
you know what you're allergic to.
we're such in a rush because we're stressing about doing, again.
Right.
About
the ones and twos of life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
moving too fast.
Right. I agree.
What were some of the ways that they said, because I'm going to do you like you do me, what were some of the things they said that would help with relieving stress?
They said meditation. They said meditation, just doing things that'll bring you joy. So anything from like bowling to fishing, things that'll give you peace as well will help you deal with stress.
Sleep, exercise, nutrition also helps.
Nutrition.
There are ways. Oh, the good stress. Now this was dope. I never thought about this. What are forms of good stress? Like in the sense of like, what was it? Oh, there was a lot of blank airspace. Good stress. What was it?
Stress, like
how
working
exercising, it creates good stress for your body because what it does to your body and it helps the organs.
It's like white blood cells or something like that he was talking about, right?
Yeah. Well, I think it was the white blood cells help increase the defense of your actual physical state.
Right. But I know with good stress, I know he said working out, like when you have to study for something, when you have to hit a deadline for something.
Having a project or a goal that you want to work on because it stimulates the brain, therefore making the brain more active.
He even gave this little whitewater rafting, like when you're doing something that's stimulating. Pretty much whenever you stimulate your brain and stimulate your body, you're going into some type of good stress.
Nice summary, bitch. Yes.
Stop it.
Okay.
But yeah. Oh, and then he said something that kind of hit me. This is my light bulb moment.
Bust it.
He was like, when people don't experience any type of stress, they be bored.
You never thought about that?
Sometimes, yeah. I thought about it, but think
about a job that doesn't create any stress for you, doesn't give you anything, there's nobody trying to motivate you or push you, put that pressure on your back to do something and move forward and excel and climb the ladder. Then you get in this job and you get bored, and then you get stagnant, and then you get complacent, and you wonder why you would enjoy this shit.
It's very unfulfilling.
Yeah, and then you're like, I'm not getting anything from this because you're not learning.
When you get a job,
it's not creating any adversity for you.
And
no challenge.
And you've done everything, and you kind of just be over it.
Yeah, then you retire.
Yeah,
that's when you retire.
Or it happens way before retirement.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, some people feel that you lose passion for stuff. Like it just be like that sometimes. That's deep.
That's what we about, man. We about getting deep like a cesspool, man.
It's almost like you need that challenge.
We supposed to, man. There's been too many books and too many experiences that say you need something to constantly challenge you and motivate you.
And I guess that could even be applied to relationships.
That's why the motherfuckers get bored and go out and cheat.
Yeah.
But here's the crazy part. Okay, so not to go get completely off topic and off stress and get in a relationship.
We're still in stress.
Yeah, you're just still in stress. You probably need to apply that stress to your relationship. You need to go to tell your partner, look, we need to work on this. So, because if they get stuck and they get comfortable, they're not going to realize, like, oh, snap, my partner. You just have to be comfortable with yourself to be able to express to them, you know what, I'm not particularly satisfied. I'm not happy. Deal with the consequences. Now, if you're with somebody who can't handle that, that shows you they're not ready for that level of stress that a relationship brings. Because I don't think people realize it. They be like, wow, a relationship shouldn't be so stressful. Yeah, nigga, it should be.
Nah, on the other end of that,
Now, I'm not talking about overwhelming long-term, like...
getting abused.
Yeah, that's a whole nother...
It's a whole nother element, yeah.
But if you don't feel like...
The challenge is what you need from your partner.
You should be having to work for your partner, consistently putting in work. Like, you're not ready.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Because if you're not getting that challenge, I mean, you're not getting stimulated.
Right. Now I'm going to sit here and be like, yo, I'm that dude that does that. And I recognize that, like, that goes for me, too.
Right. I mean, like, that goes for all of us. And it's in different areas of life, period. Because I think if you aren't getting challenged in a relationship or even a friendship, you're going to go look for more friends.
True.
Because you can be like, oh, I'm kind of bored with my friends.
These niggas ain't teaching me.
Yeah, they ain't teach me nothing. We'll never do nothing I want to do. Well, I'm bored in some type of way. And then relationships, my partner just isn't giving me something's missing, whether it be sexual, mental, the conversations ain't what they supposed to be or what they used to be. You'll go and find something else.
Now here's the interesting dynamic. Before you go find something else and you get overwhelmed, that stress should not make you want to go outside. It should make you work harder to figure out a resolution between you and your partner. Okay. That is what I am learning now.
Okay.
We take the easy path.
The easy path is
kicks
just
in, and the easy path is to go F it and go somewhere else and then start it all over again. But then we continue to cycle.
Right.
And then we wonder why it's not working. Mm-hmm. I think the stress should motivate you to want to go to your partner and say, this is, because I feel like in this relationship I'm in, this is the lesson I am learning. Mm-hmm. In this moment I'm having a realization.
Right.
But it's been a lot of stress, but every time we hit a stressful point, there's some growth in that.
Right.
I'm forced to look at myself and that individual and other relationships and look at who I am and how that has affected me.
Right.
My previous shit has affected me. I don't think we take time to really look at
that's real. That's maturity, because real adults don't run. You have to sit there and
feel that shit.
And,
I tell all my friends when they're like, yo, I don't know how do I go through high guys, like, yo, you gotta feel that shit first.
Yeah.
Like, feel the pain.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, no, man. You might just have to go sit in the bathroom in the shower, or I ain't gonna lie, go get a beer and then think about it. Get really numb and then think about it so you can just get through it.
Right.
But you gotta get through it.
You gotta be real with yourself.
Yeah, man, 100%. Man, you've been saying that from the beginning, man. Before you can be honest with anybody else, you gotta be truthful to yourself.
Right.
And that shit alone is deep.
Yeah, so stress is, who knew stress is this deep?
Now, because going into the next episode, because I already know where I want to go with this. Okay. To me, this is a 2-part, or it could be a 3-part special. But stress is our main topic that I wanted to discuss today, because I want people to stop getting consumed by or getting defensive when somebody identifies certain aspects stressing them, or even having that thought process about stress. But also, one of the biggest connections to being able to deal with it, which is sleep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Which we lack a lot. I don't want to go too deep into sleep, because that's going to be the next episode, but I know most people lack sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's extremely important. Yeah. I think sleep is more important than exercise and even...
I mean, it's important for you health-wise. You need sleep to be healthy, mentally and physically.
Nutrition, I meant to say.
Yeah. You need... Sleep is extremely important. Your body does all kinds of stuff when you sleep. Right. Yeah. So. And
with that being said, how back to dwelling and procrastination, creating stress, therefore affects sleep, and it's just one big cycle. Right. So learning how to be still and feeling that pain, feeling whatever it is, dealing with whatever it is. The young lady, my girl, that I'm dealing with, it's very ironic because she says this to me a lot, and I never really knew how to take it or implement it. But she's like, yo, why don't you just do it? And just keep doing it. And I keep hearing that like in different, like, just do it. Like, just get up and do it. Now, if it takes you a week, that's fine. But over that week, just like chip away at it, slowly but surely. Start somewhere. You know, you may get sidebar, or something may happen, or you get distracted, or you may get discouraged when you're trying to make this phone call, or you go out and try to find this information, or you start researching it.
But you're gonna look back at it and be like, I started and now I'm to this point. Yeah.
Right, man. And I think once you learn how to deal with that, it'll help ease the frustration, and without the frustration and anxiety, then you can start relaxing and getting more sleep, therefore moving, you see what I'm saying, making it more of a healthy circle versus negative circle.
A toxic one.
Right.
I know with sleep, for me, I am no expert in meditation, still very much beginner, but whenever I've had like a long day or just had a lot on my mind from work and I can't stop replaying this scene in my head, I try to sit and I try to like just let myself just think about it. Just go ahead and just let it out. Like, it's there, just play the scene.
Till you're tired of it.
Yeah. And then afterwards, I try to meditate afterwards and not play the scene. and go into meditation where they say you shouldn't think about nothing. I try to do that afterwards, and that usually helps. It helps with sleep too.
Therapist told me shut everything off 30, 45 minutes, an hour before you go to bed.
Ooh.
But it sounds like a lot. Imagine this.
That's just my phone, and that's the hardest thing.
If you put the phone down and not necessarily turn it off. Let's say you put some jazz. Jazz is instrumental music, calm and soothing. Put some real soothing ass instrumental music on. Clean up. Write down what you need to do for the next part of your day. Take a shower, take a bath, whatever you do to get freshened up. Lay out whatever you're gonna do, like your clothes or whatever. If you don't worry about that, then do whatever it is. Maybe lunch, prepare it. That's about 30, 45 minutes of your time. And then meditate for maybe about 5 to 10 minutes right before you get into bed. Prayer, whatever you want to call it. Prayer, meditation, yada, 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 stretch, yoga, stance, whatever it is. And then climb into bed and lay down. That's 30 minutes away from your phone. That's 30 minutes away from your television. It's 30 minutes away from a book. Any kind of anything stimulating. You writing is just you getting the rest of your stuff that's in your head out of your head. So maybe if you started that and then started all the other processes, and when you finish off with the meditation after getting dressed, after putting your pajamas on, 5, 10 minutes just breathing, and then getting to bed in silence.
And I've even heard some people say that getting food together and cooking is stress relieving for them. You ever heard people say cooking is cleaning? I've heard people say cleaning is a way they relieve stress.
And then when you sit down in that clean ass environment, because a lot of individuals don't realize that disorder and chaos in their apartment and their room. Man, I'm dealing with somebody OCD, and every time I go by their house is so relaxing because it's organized. And then I come back to my house and I'm like, I feel the disorganization.
What happened?
Yeah, I feel the distress. Because I'm like, ooh.
Oh, and that's a good thing. We should say distress is bad stress. Eustress is good stress. Okay, yeah. So when you stress, it's good stress. It's
right.
You stress. A stress. Almost like a stress. Is it a stress?
It's USTRES.
Right, I know if it's a stress. It has to be a stress. But that would be a stress. Well, anyway, it's spelled U and then stress. But distress is the bad stress.
Right.
Right. So yeah.
Because
I'm distressed. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it too. Disease.
Disease is dis-ease.
Right. So
your body is not at ease.
That's deep.
Because your spirit is not right. It comes together. It's all connected. The biggest thing is, I feel you said this, man. When you feel whatever that is that's bothering you or got you overwhelmed, stop trying to avoid it. Feel it. If you feel like you need to go somewhere and cry and let it out, if your mother died, somebody passed, your bills got you overwhelmed. Like honestly, if your bills, go look at the bill.
Yeah.
Stare at the bill and be like, this is my debt, but I'm going to beat you. I'm going to fix this. This is not going to exist.
And I'll also go through how the F did I get? It's deep in, like, how did this happen?
Right, but then when you see it, then you allow yourself to say, how did this happen? Once you say, how did this happen, then you can come up with a resolution. See, that's the whole thing. The stress of looking at it, but you looked at it, you dealt with it, helped you come up with a resolution and resolve and move forward on it instead of just letting it dwell.
Exactly.
Because remember you said there's a relaxation period, there's a down period between eustress and distress, good stress and bad stress. Because when you figure it out and you get it resolved and you deal with the bad stress, there's a cool down period. Now, distress is when that cool down period happens and it still lingers and you still haven't come up with resolve or you haven't dealt with it.
Right.
And like you looked at it, you're stressing about it, you kind of chill out about it, then it comes back and you're like,
right.
I don't want to deal with it.
Because think about anxiety kicks in.
Right. Like you see a bill or you see something that got you fucked up. You gonna look at it, be mad about it, pissed off, throw it down somewhere, forget about it for a minute, but then in the back of your mind, you know you got to deal with it. You got a ticket,
tuition,
paper due,
something,
grocery shopping,
So it's a smarter way to handle all those things.
Yes. Procrastination is the killer of everything. Proper preparation. Prepare yourself. If you feel it, you can prepare yourself better if you know what you're dealing with. If you don't know what you're dealing with, then you can't handle it. And then you caught off guard and you sitting there fucked up.
Right.
So, love stress. Understand it. Recognize what it is, how it affects your life, how it's healthy for you, and how not dwelling on something will help relieve distress.
Right. And also learn stress.
Learn what the triggers are.
Yeah, learn what your triggers are and learn what's good stress and bad stress.
Like, you should actually research that thing.
Yeah, it's a great topic. It really is. But other than that, I think we covered stress pretty well.
I think we did. Yeah, I think enough for us. Sleep is the next phase, man. Sleep is the next phase.
Sleep is very important.
And I want to talk about bringing them together, man. For the next week, not just for you, but for everybody else, whoever listens to this, take a week to actually set a bedtime and try getting 8+ hours of sleep.
Ooh, that's yeah.
If you don't get it, try getting 8. And if you get 8+ hours, add another 2 hours onto your 8.
10?
They say, you want me to tell you some real stuff for athletes? Athletes should get about 14 to 16 hours of sleep.
Their bodies are different.
Their bodies need it. But what makes it any... I know they put more wear and tear, but that's for the regular person.
But athletes are different.
Take one day out of the week to sleep for 10 hours.
That's a lot.
Not for you, but just for anybody. Take 10 out, one day out of the week to sleep for 10 hours, and you're going to feel like you feel tired and sleepy, but that's because your body's relaxed.
Right. I mean, I get we all need more sleep, but I just feel like athletes are constantly doing stuff to their body. Like, if you lifting weights, Kobe Bryant and Venus Williams, Serena and them, they practice for like hours. I mean, like 10 hours a day.
People who have the exact same workout regimen as them are more crucial, but they're just not on the same pedestal of fame. So they don't recognize that these people work out and have this level of conditioning. I'm just saying the average Joe who probably works out 6 days a week.
Not
3
like
hours
them.
There are people who do that.
Nah, them people work out for real.
Okay.
But anyway.
You just put them on the pedestal.
I did. I did. I showed it. Okay, but thank y'all so much for listening. We'll see y'all.
This is Aussie, baby, because I want to see. This is Awesome Neil 17. Holla at me. Check me out on my Instagram and on my Facebook page. I need to update some shit.
We all do. But Deshaun Duran, DSHAUN.
Yo, appreciate the support. Appreciate the love, man. Holla back at us, Lite-Bulb moment.